If you want to be easy like a Sunday morning, stick around for today's episode of Life's Potluck Buffet because we're going to ask the cards about how to take it easy. I'm John Paulus. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so I have the trusty, dedicated deck with the 55 Life's Potluck Buffet cards, and I will do, on the bottom is compose a short inscription for yourself, which you'll recall from yesterday's episode about organizational structure. And a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You'll remember that this is the card that the deck wanted us to see. And so that's the one that's on the bottom of the deck as always. And I'm going to do a casual shuffle 3 times. I'm just going to rearrange it using my left hand, holding the cards in my right hand. And then I am going to shuffle the deck away from the microphone so as not to blow up the mic. I haven't heard from any sound engineers about why shuffling is so loud. I guess it must be I'm going to have to start making my own uneducated guesses to do with, the pitch. I don't know. It's a high pitch. Oh, there's a card sticking out here. All right, here we go. So, today's card is card 11. Your hero is you in disguise. All right, so we'd ask the cards how to take it easy, and it'd be easy like a Sunday morning. And so let me read you this card. Think of who your celebrities are. Oh, is Lionel Richie one of your heroes in disguise? Lionel Richie, if you are listening, hi, thank you. Thank you for your songs, and hope you're enjoying this episode. And if it's Sunday morning, I hope you're taking it easy. Okay, so think of who your celebrities are. Maybe you've read about them, heard them, seen them on a screen, or maybe you even know them in real life. Whenever we create role models for ourselves, we are simply imagining ourselves as heroes. This is so important to remember, that role models and heroes, we're just seeing ourselves at our best, really, in our own minds, what we think is at our best. Consider what you believe is wonderful about your role models, about these heroes, and see how those traits are really yours. And now, think about what you want to see your hero do and then accomplish it yourself. So, the card asks, who is your hero? What are they doing? I know they're Lionel Richie and they're relaxing. So that's a really great card for today, because when we're thinking about how to take it easy, I'll tell you, in my case, and probably a lot of you listening out there, when you're not taking it easy, you're turning things on yourself. You're turning to the inside. You're going internal. Does that make sense? Where you're kind of like taking externals and you're turning them in on yourself. The nice thing about this card, and about a good way to kind of take it easy when you're not taking it easy, when you're just, turning things on yourself and causing all sorts of disturbances in the force, is to take what's on the inside and let it out, externalize it. Now, that could take many forms. And it's always positive, because it's not, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm going to let out what I'm, not taking it easy about, what I'm anxious about, what I'm turning in on myself. I'm going to let that out, I'm going to express it. I'm going to let it go. And then step 2 is to think about who is taking it easy, what hero of yours is taking it easy, and what do you imagine them doing? Then when you imagine what they're doing, then you know that that's something you could do yourself. So right now, I'm going to imagine Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie is maybe reading a newspaper right now. Maybe Lionel Richie is kind of noodling around on the piano, just kind of like letting Lionel Richie's thoughts wander. These are things that I might do right now to take it easy. I could make music, I could listen to music, I could read a newspaper or read something else that's of interest, something on the shelf that I just pick up randomly. That's what I imagine. I imagine that I'm wearing slippers, and that's important because that's this picture of relaxation for Sunday, right? There's lots of light. It really feels light and like the weight of the world is off of us. And that's the feeling we want for taking it easy. So, you think about who your hero is. Think about what they are doing right now. And the odds are is that they're doing something that reflects how you need to relax. And, this technique works every time because your hero is like you imagining yourself at your most heroic, at your best. And this is something that I often talk to people about because people think that their heroes are like unattainable, identities, etc. And they think that they're not kind of dreams that we have that are accurate. And that's what I always tell people is that those heroic visions you have where you say, oh, well, I could never be like, well, say Lionel Richie, I could never be like that. Well, you won't be because you're not Lionel. There's only Lionel Richie's Lionel Richie. The point about being having a hero as a kind of model is to understand that you're not going to imagine Lionel Richie the way Lionel Richie really is. Lionel Richie's Lionel Richie. That's Lionel Richie's job to imagine how Lionel Richie is. Your job is to say, well, what does this have to do with me? And so, like I showed you with that kind of visualization that I did where I said, okay, well, what is Lionel Richie doing? These are things that I do. I don't, you don't know. We don't know. Who knows what Lionel Richie's doing right now? So the point of all of this is that you're always thinking about somebody who you want yourself to be, not some external reality that you're somehow perceiving. And I think this is a matter of perception. It's when we think of our heroes as external from us in a meaningful way, we have to understand that we're not thinking of them the way that they're actually formed in our minds. Because when we form these heroes in our minds, we're taking external cues, we're taking, the external stimuli, and we're turning them into like a made-up vision, not the reality, because that's not our lived reality. But once you understand that, once you say, you know what, there's something in me that is as heroic as Lionel Richie is heroic, and finding out what that means to you is the key part of this. And understanding that that is about you 100% and 0% about Lionel Richie. Yes, there's some details like, yes, Lionel Richie probably, has a piano in his house, and maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's like, I know, I have a studio, I go there when I want to play the piano, right? Who knows? But the point is that the plausible visions we have for our heroes are just that. They're plausible visions, and they bear no resemblance to reality for that person, in this case Lionel Richie. They only bear resemblance to our own personal realities. But our own personal realities as heroic, as us at our best. And being yourself at your best, even when you're relaxing, is no pressure at all. And it's as easy, dare I say it, as a Sunday morning. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you take it easy. I'll see you next time on Life's Potluck Buffet.